long.
Not really. It could be a few days or maybe even a few weeks, but it's not long at all. So I really invite everyone to come on out and experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Thank you, Andy. Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln.
And now, story time from the world of Yum. I would not, could not eat fruitcake. I would not eat it by a lake. I would not eat it with a snake. There's no amount that I would take because I'll never, ever eat fruitcake. These snacks are really good. What is this? This is Grandma's fruitcake, but it's so moist and delicious. I like fruitcake. Okay, good to know. Kids, I gotta go. All literature is a lie.
Check out Grandma's fruitcake and all delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights.
Okay, here's the deal with Nicole.
Live from Copple Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
She's just going to tell it like it is.
Nicole is, she's very wise.
Sometimes you're not going to like it.
Here is your host, Nicole Griffin.
The open was a lie. Nicole is out tonight. It's me, Big Sky. We have DP in, Nick Sainert as well, carrying us through for an undetermined amount of time. I know I have Nick for an hour. I don't know how long I have DP, but it's going to be a great show.
I'll let you know.
DP will let me know.
I'll let you know when I know.
Before we jump into my first topic that I wanted to talk about today, DP, I do need to come clean and let you know that I did not get to any WKRP in Cincinnati this weekend.
I'm not surprised by that. It's good to know who people are.
I did look up how to watch it, though.
They're literally they're on YouTube. The entire episodes are on YouTube. You didn't look that hard.
I didn't look at YouTube. I didn't look at YouTube. No, I looked just online, and it's at Apple TV, and I do not have Apple TV.
Is that the one about the radio station? I see.
Have you seen it?
I've not. I've heard about it.
Fired as well.
No, I said you wouldn't have been hired.
Oh, okay.
I watched Step Brothers for the first time this weekend.
Yeah, so he's in a time warp, so he's so far behind.
I'm very far behind.
Like he's so I'm afraid of how far behind.
Slowly making progress.
Well, if he's really that far behind, then he should have watched WKRP as if it was new.
Well, he should. If he's going to be in the radio business, he probably should watch. He really should.
Big Sky, you said it's on Apple TV or on YouTube.
DP says YouTube. I looked it up, and
imagine that
if this is streaming illegally, DP, I'm not a part of that. I don't.
Oh, whatever.
I don't do that. The new WKRP in Cincinnati.
So their entire segments, full episodes, right? Literally just go to YouTube and type in WKRP, and it tells you every episode is available on YouTube.
Perfect. There you go.
Not much work.
Yeah.
Totally free.
Come on, Big Sky.
Lined up for you.
Well, I looked. I mean, I worked all day Saturday, then I drove to Brookings, did an entire referee seminar. So I was very busy on Sunday as well. I at least made the effort to look.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you did. See, this is the thing about young folks. I had this conversation all the time. I know you got short attention span. I know you got a lot of stuff you think you're doing, but nobody in this room is busier than I am, and you still manage to get stuff done. Right? So this is the report. This is media. You're media now. So imagine saying, well, you know what? It didn't exist because I haven't seen it. No, it's your job to look for it and then be smart in how you look for it. Hey, Nick, if I said, hey, there's a song you need to listen to.
Yeah.
Pretty good idea. It's on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's kind of like the home of all music, though.
But
Spotify.
But it's also home of past TV shows and movies.
I have found that out. Yes, that is true.
So to be informed, I'm just giving you it. It's there. I'm looking at Lonnie Anderson. She's talking to Johnny Fever. It exists, and there's one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 33 seasons, 60 shows. 60 shows.
That's what I need. I need something that never
60
ends.
shows. 60.
Yeah.
YouTube. series.
Don't look at me. I wasn't the one that was instructed to watch WKRP in Cincinnati.
You've been instructed to watch a number of things, though.
I have.
Yeah.
I've fallen short on a couple things.
Oh, the text line says, I know Nick from church. He kind of reminds me of Les Nessman.
Oh,
So now you have to find out.
I did see
You
what
can't-
Les Nessman looks like. He's got glasses. He's balding. Is he bald?
Well, no, he's a bit of a news nerd.
I
Which
guess
some
that's
people
me.
which some people have said about you're a sports nerd.
Maybe. It makes me more curious on who this chicken bleep is.
I think of all the people in the show, I would put you in the lane of the character named Andy, who is actually like the station boss.
Andy.
He's their Mark
WKRP.
Onweiler.
But he's
Big
more.
Sky,
Andy
you-
Travis?
Yes.
Is that his name?
Big Sky, you're more.
Mm.
You're gonna grow up and be Johnny Fever.
Well, now I have to figure out.
Oh, I'm
You're
looking.
gonna grow up and be Johnny Fever.
Didn't you say that's the closest thing in the station to Johnny Fever was Happer?
Oh wow, Big Sky.
No, I think you're. I would go firmly more that you're
Oh wow.
more Johnny Fever.
Is he at least handsome, Nick?
No.
Tough.
Well, that's not. This is not an attractive thing.
Oh,
This is
no.
personality based.
DP, why'd you do him dirty like that?
It's personality based.
It's just evening it out. We've done you very dirty in
Really?
recent day. Well,
He didn't know.
the flag football talk.
I get a chance to redeem myself. Playoffs begin tomorrow, I believe. Or maybe we have a bye. I don't know.
That's so funny.
Chicken Bleep, if you would like to change your name, we're gonna need a new one.
Yeah, you have to tell us what to do. Cirque says, wait a minute, WKRP is not good. It was number one in the country for 3 years. It just outgrew its space. Very timely.
All these people are sending in names from the show.
I
so
am
I got
absolutely Venus flytrap.
Oh, you got the
There's no-
hat on.
Got the Venus
That-
flytrap. Oh, there's no question.
Interesting.
Oh, me playing like old R&B. Yeah.
He's got a fro though.
Yeah, I had the fro.
You have it?
I had the fro. You see my pictures, right? You understand. Right?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
I have. I've seen. this.
Yeah.
I have. That's awesome.
Big Sky. We don't have Alani Anderson, so that's kind of sad. But she was kind of the one. She was the one that made the whole thing go. Like she was the star of the show, even though there are other personalities. The show was still around Lonnie Anderson.
Would there be somebody for Nicole?
Nicole strikes me more as a Bailey than
Okay.
Alani.
Bailey Anderson?
Bailey was
Is that her name?
Bailey was she was.
No, that's not her.
You're so funny.
I'm just looking up all these random names now, and so
But Big Sky, that's kind of the whole thing is this.
yeah.
For shows and movies, the only reason I watch anything now is to try to identify personality types and then match them to people that I know. So I can just go, oh, okay, you're being an absolute this right now. All right. As God is, its text line says, probably the best TV line ever. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
I will try to watch.
Johnny Fever, actually Johnny Fever would be Tom Stevens. Because Tom Stevens is such a radio
Yes,
dude.
yes.
And then Johnny Fever would get fired because he liked to say naughty words on air. But we find out that the naughty word that got him fired from his last job was booger. And he said, and then finally the final week, at the very end of the very first episode, to celebrate the fact that they have a new owner and new management, and he goes, yeah, you can be you, say what you want. And he plays his song and he cranks it up and he's jamming, and then he goes, oh yeah, I forgot something, booger. And that made the show, and the show was a hit.
Would Big Sky be Gordon Jump?
That's marked.
Okay.
That's marked.
I'm just looking.
That's marked.
Frank Bonner?
Frank is, that's kind of you, Nick.
Wait, no, he's the sales guy. So Jake.
He would be Jake, but you are more Frank than Jake is.
Yeah, I definitely make that face that he's making in this picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just learning. Howard Hessman. Oh, Johnny Fever.
Yeah,
That's Dr. Johnny Fever.
Johnny.
My bad.
Yeah,
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the Love Doctor, Johnny Fever. Like he was like a DJ. He talked in a DJ voice.
I'm this is weird.
Like he
All right.
played the rock, the hard rock. That was him. Venus Flytrap was the dude who played like Quiet Storm. You guys familiar with Quiet Storm?
Sure.
No. Okay. So Quiet Storm in radio is usually like a black station with some dude with a very low voice.
Yep.
Talking about
Romantic.
Here's some Teddy Pendergrass.
Well, I was gonna say,
love TKO. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, there's a Drake song on the Scorpion album that ends that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what that was. So each DJ had their own personality. And then Andy was kind of he was the station manager, but he was kind of like, bah. But he was really smart and had a good heart. So that was
maybe I'll try to watch it. I will, even if it is illegally on YouTube.
If
nothing is illegally on YouTube now because everybody knows where to go to ban people because that's where they go and put it.
Maybe that's a good point.
To wrap up the WKRP discussion, I will say that I sent the podcast to my mom, and she, as soon as she listened to that one, she turned around and said that she was not a fan of the show, and actually countered basically everything that DP said because she had a negative opinion about the show. And DP,
because her family had to watch it.
Your family had to watch it?
No, her family did.
Why?
So I don't know. Everyone in her family liked it except for her. And so DP talked about how great the theme song was. And then my mom said that she hated the theme song because when she heard it, that meant she would have to watch the show.
So maybe she's not the problem, but maybe she's just doesn't like
Big
it.
Shot, don't let the man talk about your mama like that.
Like
he's just theorizing.
Yeah.
People have said worse about my mom before.
Oh, good deal. I'm on. I know where the line's at now.
Mom, I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought I raised him better than that. You don't talk poorly about your mom.
You be over here smacking me.
No, you do not talk poorly. You do not speak poorly of your mom.
People have said worse about my mom, DB.
Yeah. What?
That's not talking poorly. That's just acknowledging a fact.
And you didn't fight?
And you're being okay with it?
Like you didn't fight? Like,
do I strike you as a fighter, DP?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Did you ever get into a fight in high school?
In high school, no. In middle school, yeah.
Really?
Middle school fights don't count.
Yeah.
I mean, I was throwing punches.
They don't count.
Oh, okay. I think I chucked a soccer ball at somebody one time, and that was my fight. And then we were playing soccer.
Don't fight, kids. Don't fight. That's today's message. Do not fight.
I don't do it nowadays.
So we can be here for an hour and just talk. Like it's just.
Well, I wanted to talk about, and you kind of touched on it during the last hour of Old School, but it was just like just like the media creates narratives, fans create narratives, and I think we've seen a couple prominent narratives emerging in the Husker fan base, and a lot of them really irritate me. And I wanted to just discuss, because I'm sure it's the case with everybody. I mentioned the topic to Nick, and Nick kind of, his eyes glazed over, and you could see that he was just thinking about every single narrative that he does not like from the fans. Okay. So I just wanted to discuss, each of us put forth a narrative and then discuss it that we don't like from fans.
Nick, what comes to mind?
The first one that comes to mind is if Scott Frost can't do it, nobody can.
Who says that?
we get it on the text line daily, and I would go put that in the category of
wow.
Yeah,
that's from the world of wow.
And I would put that in the category of the same text or same statements that are why tear it down when it's just we're gonna have to rebuild anyway. Like at the end of
house is burning. Let's just
stay in it. That's exactly what I'm saying, because I just don't like that.
There's a dead skunk in here. Let's just stay here.
I mean, that was like after year 2, and those initial thoughts or worries began creeping into some fans. If Scott Frost can't do it, I mean, who's Nebraska going to get? Who on earth, if Scott Frost, the guy that everybody wanted, can't do it?
For 6 million people are going to come to Lincoln, Nebraska.
That's exactly the thought. And the text line can say if I'm wrong or not, but I know for a fact that that's a very common thought between people.
Well, it's what irritates me about that narrative, because that is one of the ones I would have said if no one else had said it. It's a complete 180 from the opinion of all fans during the Mike Riley era.
Yeah,
because they wanted to move on from Mike Riley as fast as possible. At the first sign, I think the BYU Hail Mary game, everyone was ready to move off of Mike Riley. And now suddenly we're looking at a coach with a worse record and whose teams have performed worse than Mike Riley's have. And you want to stay with him because you don't think you can do better. And it's like, well, the guy no one liked was better.
Well, that's some serious low self-esteem, though. Like to say, like those are people that like you would date somebody, and well, what else am I going to date? Who else am I going to date? Nobody else will want me.
Settling, right?
Like that's like stop doing it. Now, I work from the place where I want Scott Frost to win. I work from that place. Like I work for rooting for Scott Frost. All right, simple. I get frustrated when they don't do things that help them win, and then you have to ask the question, okay, what are they doing to fix it? I don't know because they won't let us see it. So the only product we get to see is the baby. We don't get to know about the labor. We only get to see the baby. So I don't know what you do the other 9 months. I have no idea. If they would allow us to see, then we could validate that there's progress. We could validate that look, they're working on like, oh, they had a kicking practice, and guess what? Connor Culp won again. Okay, cool. We had a QB contest, like we had a throwing contest, and Adrian Martinez won the battle again. We don't know.
Well, and that goes back to something I actually said earlier today about when you're talking about Adrian Martinez, because obviously he's getting a lot of flack right now, and for his recent performances, which that's a whole nother conversation that we don't need to get into. But you have to put trust in this coaching staff, at least to a certain extent, when you're saying, oh, there's got to be somebody better behind him. No, because you would hope that this coaching staff has the best interest of the program and the team at the front of everything, and saying that no matter who is starting, whether for Adrian Martinez, for example, let's just say that, because there's always that narrative that Scott Frost and Adrian Martinez are tied at the hip and that they all lose together and everything like that. Well, if we want to go with that, you would hope that if Logan Smothers or anybody, Heinrich Harburger, Matt Masker, or Richard Torres, if he gets here in time and Adrian's still here, you hope that Nebraska and the coaching staff is playing their best player. Because also, that's something that the staff has said for a very long time that they've been here, is that they want to get their best athletes on the field. So if we were to come and find out that they're not, number one, that's contradicting the exact same thing that they said in multiple press conferences when we are able to gather information. But second, that's showing conflict of interest, and that you're not having the programs, what's best for the program at the front of what you're doing. And that's a whole nother conversation.
Well, but what's best for the program? They still haven't decided what's best for the program.
Bingo.
Like
nobody knows.
We've had this conversation in this very studio. Matter of fact, I went to the board and drew up a pyramid and said, okay, here's all the stuff. You can tell the state of a program by the number of questions that surround it. They haven't fixed a very basic thing, which is its direction. Its end game, its purpose, its mission. Like, that's the mission. What's the mission? They don't know. They don't know the other things that are around it. They don't know the other thing that's required. They don't know. And because they don't know, they don't have to be accountable to it. They don't have to face it. They don't speak to it. They don't have to work from it.
Well, and we get this off the text line. A couple people have sent this in about, if this coaching staff was committed to getting the best players on the field, there's certain guys that would have way more snaps. Well, and you can believe that. Well, then if that's the case, what's holding them back? That's another thing that's another conversation that we could have, is we don't learn why certain guys, Omar Manning, Xavier Betts, aren't getting the amount of snaps as other guys. When us, the spectators, think that they could be better players, better athletes, we don't get to learn that. And that's where there's some problems within the program, because you're not receiving that transparency. And that's where negative not publicity. I don't want to say publicity, but negative thoughts and opinions on the program can come into play. Is when you're not being transparent, and that's literally all people want. If Scott Frost said that, hey, listen, this is why so and so is not playing, and we feel like as a coaching staff that this is the best decision, that's more than we're getting now. And
well, he's not going to throw players on the bus for actual reasons, right? Let's say this kid's got off the field problems.
Yeah,
he's not going to say that.
Yeah,
but if you let me see him practice, that answers a lot, because the proof would be in the pudding, as they would say. You can watch it affecting him. Like, we don't see it affecting him on Saturday. We don't see it because he's out there making plays.
It would also, I think, be a great service to Adrian Martinez if you were able to watch practice, because then you would have confirmation if he was the best quarterback. Because I think that's a lot what you see from a lot of fans right now is a doubt in Adrian. And if
I don't doubt that Adrian's the best quarterback.
There are fans that do, though. I'm not saying that DP does, or I do, or Nick does. I'm saying the fans think this is the narrative is number one on what irritates me, is that either fans say they want to see at least a year or 2 years of Frost without Adrian Martinez, or that it can't possibly get worse than Adrian Martinez.
Oh, you said that that's been said in this program before, and the results didn't go well.
Exactly. And so if the media could watch practice, it would take heat off of Adrian, because they could confirm Adrian is far and away better than Logan Smothers, Heinrich Harburg, Matt Masker in running this offense, and he is their best option at quarterback.
He's the best option. Like, I've seen enough throwing drills at practice to go, look, that's not even close. Like, it's not even close.
DP, you know that. I know that. Nick knows that. The narrative persists in the fan base that for whatever reason, Adrian Martinez is the issue.
Adrian is no more the issue than who would I put in place? JoJo Doman? Luke Reimers? Are they the issue? Guys who get scored on, are they the issue? No, they're not. No, they're not. From a competitive standpoint, they're doing things every game to help close the gap between winning and losing. There are people who can do that. But there are only a certain number of people on the team on that roster who can shorten the gap between winning and losing. Now, Adrian's one of them, and it's a big deal, but that also means that when he fails at it, it shows. But then you have to talk about the previous 9 plays that Adrian made. Like, talk about the 9 plays that Adrian made. Talk about the 19 plays that Adrian made, and then tell me about the 1 or 2 that he didn't do well. Now, Saturday was the first time that you could see Adrian struggling on a bunch of plays. But that to me seemed like coaching rather than his executing. It seemed like the thing that was obvious in looking, the thing that was obvious when you looked at the plays, there seemed to be another voice in Adrian's head saying, don't run, don't make the pitch, trust this thing. That's what it sounds like to me.
The text we got at 6:23 from unnamed texter, I think, kind of exemplifies that thinking in the fan base, that Adrian Martinez has reached a ceiling and that Nebraska could do better. And this is kind of the question I wanted to ask for the next segment, the topic I wanted to discuss. But who in college football would you have more confidence in to run this offense than Adrian Martinez? I think before the season, you would have said guys like Sam Howell and Spencer Rattler. Look at those guys; they're far from perfect.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't, because they'd have worn down too.
Well, I am presenting the arguments the fan base would have made. When I say you, I mean the fan base, not you. DP.
Oh no. I'm responding to the narrative rather than to you. So, and Caleb Williams wouldn't have come in. So you couldn't put that in the discussion. He wouldn't come here. Wouldn't even visit. So there's that.
Yeah. So it's curious the state of the fan base and how these narratives are persisting. But we have Dave on the line, and we should get to Dave because he might be able to prevent one of those fan narratives himself. Dave, you're on 93.7 The Ticket. Go ahead.
Thanks, DP. Nick. DP, you're a heck of a guy and coach, and I know you're new back in Lincoln. Greetings from Vegas, by the way. But
All right.
DP, the stuff you're talking about, man, it's been going on for years and years and years. And, as long as Frost is there, the media and everybody, you'll never see practice. So you'll never see what's going on. And that's the God's honest truth. So you can't, all you'll see is on game day, And as for Adrian Martinez, okay, let's say they're 4-8 this year, or they end up being 3-9, which is a real possibility. Then you got a coaching staff or Frost have to sit down and, figure, if Adrian's going to come back, or if all of a sudden you got guys in the portal like Xavier Betts leaves, Omar Manning leaves, Samari Toure is going to be on this last year, but then Adrian's going to look around and say, hey, wait a minute, I got nobody coming back. But eventually, either next year or the year after that, unless you go to the portal, you're going to be having a brand new guy who's never started a Big Ten football game in a rugged conference. But DP, I like you, but you got some good coaching ideas. Maybe somebody would listen, but as long as Frost is there, you guys will never see practice. But thanks for taking my call, DP. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I just wanted you would want. Here's the way it works. If my house is clean, I have zero problem inviting people into it.
I was just going to say the same exact thing. If there's something good within it, why not show it?
And I'm not talking about, I don't need to be there to watch scheme work, install. I don't need to be there for that. I simply want eyes on so that I can support them. Because if I knew a greater truth, I could say it now. I can't say it now. And as a matter of fact, we're the only ones talking about this now. This thing is shut down. Well, that's why. That's why.
We'll jump to a quick break and be back with more Ticket Weeknights here with DP, Nick, and myself, Big Sky.
Experiencing increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize Health offers testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy to boost hormone levels and build muscle mass. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
And now, story time from the world of Yum. I could not eat fruitcake. I would not eat it by a lake. I would not eat it with a snake. There's no amount that I would take because I'll never, ever eat fruitcake. Hey, these snacks are really good. What is this? This is Grandma's fruitcake, but it's so moist and delicious. I like fruitcake. Okay, good to know. Kids, I gotta go. All literature is a lie.
Check out Grandma's fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie.
Hey, Andy, I saw on television you have more than 500 new Hondas in stock or on the way. Now, I'm sure the listeners would like to hear more about that.
Well, Charlie, it's true. We have truckloads of new Hondas arriving just about every day. What's different is you won't see them on the lot very long because most all of them are pre-sold. And that's what we're encouraging all of our customers to do is get in here, get their order in as soon as possible.
Well, tell me, Andy, will they have to wait long?
Not really. It could be a few days or maybe even a few weeks, but not long at all. So I really invite everyone to come on out and experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Thank you, Andy. Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln.
Take your tan to the max at Max Tan and tan for a can every day through the month of October. Bring in a can of food for the food bank and get a free tan from Max Tan. See maxtan.net for details. Tan for a can every day in October. Only at Max Tan.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
They really appreciate what she's done as a sister as well as a soldier and, supporting their country.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Family members that are soldiers in the Army National Guard inspire and influence, setting a path for others.
It's validating knowing that, I kind of did my part to make sure this is what they actually wanted and that they feel the same way I do. I'm really proud that we get to help shape the future. And I know that my sisters are going to be amazing soldiers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share in.
A lot of pride, and they're just out there doing something every day and then serving the country as well.
I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln. The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health. Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffin.
Again, no Nicole Griffith tonight on the Ticket Weeknights. She's out for this week. It's DP, Nick, Big Sky in for the next hour and a half here. Well, Nick for half an hour. DP for still waiting to find out how long amount of time.
He doesn't even know.
He told me he'd let me know when he knows, and so he hasn't let me know, so he doesn't know.
It'll be in the middle of the segment. It's just gonna be, hey, 10 minutes.
It's gonna be 30 seconds from the top from the first segment next hour, and he's just gonna get hey, it's time.
No, I want you to get through all the stuff you want to get through. Like you put prep into this. So I don't want to leave you hanging, but I'm tired.
He's gonna get up from his seat and just be like, hey, 30 seconds, I gotta go.
Yeah, then look, man.
He'll be shouting from 10 feet away from the mic out here.
Come on, man. I'm recovering from President Carter vape, man. That dude left a draft in here, man.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. Where we go at President Carter? What you want me to do? I got you.
I will run through a brick wall.
I got you.
Nick, I need confirmation. Yeah. DP tells me that President Carter wanted to talk hockey with me. Did that happen?
Yeah.
Seems the shrug leaves a little to be desired.
We talked about it three different times.
Okay. All right.
Ask Jake Sorensen. We were
back there. Do you not believe him?
First Jake Sorensen, which is a whole other thing.
No.
Which is a whole other thing.
It's not that I don't trust DP. It's that he said that President Carter used my first name and my nickname.
So back here when we first got here, so as happy hour was finishing, he got here at like 10 till.
Yeah.
And so as tends to happen, we go in the space and we sit there and chop it up. Now he's a Navy guy. Got Navy in the family, all of that. He's also a DC guy. So he's been in that space. So he knows it. We talked about the presidents with the huge heads, with the races they do. We talked about hockey. We talked about the caps in that building. And then later, as we came into the studio and on air, we talked about specifically, I'm sorry that my dude Big Sky ain't here to talk hockey with you. So however way you want to take it, the Naval Academy hockey captain was in the space willing to talk hockey with you, but you weren't here.
All right. Well, that was a choke job because I didn't even have class today. Yeah, so I could have been here.
Hey, man, don't look at me like I should have told you.
I'm not looking at you like that.
Okay.
I'm not looking at you like that.
Say, I was doing my job. I was just
Like
here.
Nick got to ask him 2 or 3 questions. Like Nick
we
was
had
rolling.
a nice little conversation.
They had a moment.
Well, I was just looking at Nick to see if maybe there's a wry smile over there.
No, they had a moment. Nick,
All right.
look, if
All right.
I'm always smiling anyway.
No, but to bring it, I'm like, Nick, take it over. Like, here, you have a conversation with the president of the university you attend.
You know,
why would I not? Why would I include Nick and not you?
I'm not saying that I would.
Okay.
I was being iced out.
Okay.
I'm not acting like a victim here. I'm just confirming. Just a little double confirmation.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him, hook him up, and
I don't know, DP. I'm staying out of this.
But I pass it on. Like I'm like, here, you know what? Here's a show. I'm gonna put you on one of the Husker best, right? Handle that every week. Got you, bro.
Yeah.
Handle it. Cool. Handle it. That's trust.
Yeah.
Somehow he don't trust me. I look out for him on a regular basis, and nothing.
Don't look at me, big sky. This is your battle.
On an extra hour, on a Monday night.
I know. I could be
like
I could be doing
a
speech reflection right now.
There is a pizza with my name on it. On it. Hot, steamy, spicy, and crispy.
I have a speech reflection I need to be writing.
And there's nothing.
Here I am talking.
Well, I'm hanging out with you, Big Sky, because you know what? Next man up. See, you ain't no point you sitting here with, but you could do the old Larry King style show and just do it yourself. You in the text line. I do it on a regular basis, right?
Oh,
yeah. Right? So you could just handle it. But no, I got you. Nick got you. We stood up for you, right?
Oh, yeah.
You pour some out for the 2 homies that hung out with you. Pour some out for the 2 homies that got your back.
All right.
Now, don't get it twisted. I'm having fun. Like it's fun. I don't mind saying it all. But
he does mind. He's so mind.
No, not at all.
Nick is irate over there.
I gotta run a play against sports.
Yeah.
I gotta release my inner Olave. I don't know what I want to be tomorrow night or next Tuesday.
If you had said I'm going to be Gronk, I probably would have thought, okay, I understand that.
What if I'm Darren Waller? Is that reaching?
I would have leaned more maybe towards
Mercedes Lewis.
More like Logan Thomas.
But, hey, he's not
but injured.
Darn.
The one with one good leg.
Logan, yeah.
What about Kellen Winslow the year after his prime?
No. Some Zach Ertz action.
I would be okay with Zach Ertz.
All right. Just trying to work it out for you.
Yeah. I'm happy with Zach
But
Ertz.
we'll see. But the results have to match. Like you can't come back and tell us that, look, man, I was all world. I was the greatest tight end in history.
Here's the real I've never played in cleats and had gloves on.
I'm not surprised at all.
You know why? Because I'm a tough man and I don't need gloves to catch a football.
I've never used gloves to catch a football.
So you're a tough man.
Yeah. That's all we knew.
Nick, you just got a Mike Allstott comp.
Yeah. From Jeremy. Thanks, man.
Well, with the neck roll, that might be appropriate.
Yeah.
But they don't just hand you the ball, do they?
No.
He can catch it coming out of the backfield.
I catch it coming off of the offensive line when I block and then I release.
You're a Don Warren duplicate. That's what you are. So you'll have to go and Google who Don Warren is. He won several Super Bowl championships with Washington.
Good enough for me.
Block first tight end.
Nice mustache.
Block first tight end. That's what he was doing. But then he would sneak out and run routes behind it, and he'd get behind them, and everybody was stunned and shocked. And then he'd gain another 4 or 5 yards before they realized, oh my goodness, Don Warren has the ball.
Gone.
Like Don Warren has the ball. We thought he was just a blocker. What is going on here? And then
I'm okay with it. I'm sneaky.
And then they run and catch him from behind.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of these times I trip.
He's setting
While
a
I'm
really
running.
high bar.
While I'm running.
Don't you like that high bar, big guy?
He's just tempering expectations.
Yeah, actually, I might not even play. I just might sit on the sideline and watch people.
Big Sky, have you ever just slipped and fallen playing hockey? Like you just did a face first plant?
Well, yeah, there's plenty of things that go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, but it's not just you like on a breakaway. You got the puck.
I have never just absolutely ate it on the ice.
Yeah.
My 1 year of playing high school football, I was an outside linebacker.
Oh dear.
I read a screen pass perfectly and jumped the route and got interception 40 at the other team's 40-yard line. So I had 40 yards for a touchdown. No one in front of me with a running head start.
Got caught.
Turf
I
monster?
went to put the ball into my arm so I could run.
Oh no, you fumbled.
And it hit the outside of my arm and just jumped up into the air, and I ran 40 yards bobbling the ball up and down. And because I had to slow down because I was trying to catch the ball, the quarterback was able to track me down and take me out of my legs. But I did come down with the catch eventually. So I did not miss the interception.
That may be the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I thought like I had bad experiences.
It was brutal. That would have been my only that would have been the only touchdown I scored.
So you just bobbled, like you self-fumbled? You arm fumbled yourself?
Yes. Yeah, it was just completely.
You didn't Mark Sanchez butt fumble.
No.
You just arm fumbled and then continued to fumble?
Basically.
We don't talk about the
ball never hit the ground, though. Ball never hit the ground.
We don't talk about the butt fumble enough.
Oh, I did because Washington signed him after butt fumble.
Oh, that's not good.
Which lets me further know who we were as an organization. And now he's on TV, and I don't know how they allow him to have conversations without bringing up butt fumble. Every single day.
Yeah, I think he is with Kevin Kugler.
No.
Speaking of not bringing things up often enough, I think it might be time to file about 4 missing persons reports because leading up to this season, we heard about this great running back room at Nebraska. But through 8 games,
math major,
Adrian Martinez proceeds to lead the Huskers in rushing yards.
Dominated.
Yes.
We're
Sorry,
just
Big
picking
Sky.
on you.
Sorry, Big Sky.
Hey, I'm just powering through.
Kudos to you, man.
So what has happened to this deep running back room, minus the injury to Gabe Ervin, because that's quite obvious what happened to him. What has happened to this healthy stable of Big Ten running backs?
You still have them. As a matter of fact, you have more Big Ten running backs than you thought you had.
Yeah. Nobody, not even the staff. Imagine Ramir Johnson being the guy.
Some Brody Belt action.
He's a wide receiver now, DP.
No, but that's like he moved from that's how good the running back room was. That they were like,
take me off this camera.
Look at No, but listen, he was in the running back room, right? Not like a spring game.
Yeah.
He was in the running back room.
Yes.
And he looked so good that they figured out we got to figure out how to get this guy the ball. We got to figure out how to get him. Okay, so where can we use him? And they're like, hey, that Alante Brown's great, but he's no Brody Belt.
You know what? You just
I don't even know where to
you
start.
just added a missing person to the report there. Alante Brown, what happened to him?
Well,
where's Cadillac?
We don't know. We don't know. Hickson's over there.
Once again, like that's the transparency. And I understand they're not going to say, specifically and everything like that, but it's just the lack of transparency and just.
I mean, Hickson's over there. He's a coach's kid. He can't get no run. None.
Everybody thought Alante was going to, or Cadillac was going to be a factor in this offense. Has he caught a ball?
I don't. Like, I'm just here watching football, like counting the missing bodies.
It's just amazing to me that when I looked at the stats, Adrian Martinez was still leading the team in rushing attempts and rushing yards.
I'm okay with Adrian leading the team in rushing, and I mean, if you got a Lamar Jackson, yeah, I'm not really bothered by that. That's who Adrian is to this team. But I would like more help than he's getting. And there was a flash of that Saturday. Ramir in red zone twice. Like I was like, okay, cool. Like they've adjusted their philosophy. This is how they're going to approach it. Then Ramir gets hurt, They did it with Gabe Herbert. He got hurt. I don't understand the Marquis Step missing thing. I don't understand. Savion Morrison jumped up. He got some reps. I don't know, Big Sky. I don't know where these people are. I don't know why the numbers are what they are. One day we'll look at, like maybe in the next episode, we'll look at the numbers of what's actually been done. Those aren't impressive numbers. They're not impressive numbers. So, yeah, you're right. That running back room, it had talent, just not seeing the effect.
And like Nick said, that is the transparency thing. We would be able to answer that question if we could watch practice. We're just not given that opportunity.
I'm just saying, the practices that I've watched, I can find a skill set that's usable in the Big Ten for most of the players we just talked about. There are things, I'm sorry, but Minnesota didn't have a problem with getting its 4, 5, and 6 running backs in the game and do things. They didn't have, Michigan found its number 2 quarterback, got him out there. Like everybody else figures out a way, except Nebraska.
We'll hopefully dig into those numbers later in the show. We're going to run to a quick break real quick, but we'll be right back on the Ticket Weeknight.
Want a free pair of Nebraska football tickets? Head to the ticketfm.com's contest tab and register for a free pair of tickets each week of a home game, courtesy of Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers and 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie.
Hey, Andy, I saw on television you have more than 500 new Hondas in stock or on the way. Now, I'm sure the listeners would like to hear more about that.
Well, Charlie, it's true. We have truckloads of new Hondas arriving just about every day. What's different is you won't see them on the lot very long because most all of them are pre-sold. And that's what we're encouraging all of our customers to do is get in here, get their order in as soon as possible.
Well, tell me, Andy, will they have to wait long?
Not really. Could be a few days or maybe even a few weeks, but not long at all. So I really invite everyone to come on out and experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Thank you, Andy. Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln. The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns big or small in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Hey, sports fans, Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
The worst of times can bring out the best in each of us. Doctors, nurses, and frontline workers have labored selflessly to keep us safe during the health crisis of our lifetime. How do we thank these heroes? It's simple. Get your COVID vaccine so we can end this pandemic. Variants are on the rise, and we don't want to put these heroes through another health crisis. They have given their all. Now it's up to you. Please do your part. For you, for them, for us.
This message sponsored by the Helmsley Charitable Trust, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Take your tan to the max at Max Tan and tan for a can every day through the month of October. Bring in a can of food for the food bank and get a free tan from Max Tan. See maxtan.net for details. Tan for a can every day in October, only at Max Tan.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
They really appreciate what she's done as a sister as well as a soldier and, supporting their country.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Family members that are soldiers in the Army National Guard inspire and influence, setting a path for others.
It's validating knowing that, I kind of did my part to make sure this is what they actually wanted and that they feel the same way I do. I'm really proud that we get to help shape the future. And I know that my sisters are going to be amazing soldiers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share in.
A lot of pride, and they're just out there doing something every day and then serving their country as well.
I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffin.
Craig has waited patiently through the break here on Ticket Weeknight. He has something on his mind. He tried to call in once. We didn't get to him. He's called back in. Craig, what do you got on your mind?
Yeah, I was hoping to. I know DP's trying to been smoothing things over tonight, but I'd like him to speak to the economic impact of what home games mean to Nebraska, how big of a thing it is, and when the sellout streak ends, and it's going to end, how big of an impact that will have on our economy. I think the one thing all of us die-hard sports people like to think about is we love our Huskers, but what happens to the Lincoln community when this thing gets railroaded down into the ground? And if it gets that bad and we go from 90 to 80 to 70 to 60 to 50, what economic impact that means for this community. There are things I think people don't realize how big of an impact sports has had on this town. They'll pack the stadium up and move it to Omaha. I mean, you got to keep this thing rolling. Otherwise, you're going to lose it, and this community is going to go dirt into the ground. And I think, you can be short-sighted, but you need to think 1, 2, 5, 6, 10 years from now. It's heading downhill hard for 10, 15 years. You can't let this continue. It's got to pick up and pick up fast. But I'd like to hear what DP thinks about that. He lives in a neighborhood that'd be economically impacted if that thing just railroads into the ground. Thanks, guys.
So I don't think that it will be allowed to stay in the direction that it's headed. Why? Because when you listen to people who are in positions of authority, they will tell you they know how important it is, how much it impacts the economy, how much it impacts the community. They know. But also think of it this way, that a lot of the space that you're in currently actually was for that very reason. You needed somebody that would draw folks to Lincoln, somebody that folks would be willing to spend dollars behind, somebody that folks would be willing to write checks for. And all of that's done. But then the great redirect happens, which is you're being reminded that business is not priority one. Winning is priority one, which facilitates business being a high function and a high response. Structure, connection, All those are priorities below business. But business is actually good right now. But the question is, how long will business continue to be good? I think business and winning will move together. At some point, they will get back on the same page. But nobody's going to allow it to drop to 60,000. There's too much of an uproar. Too much uproar would happen for that. But remember, most of the athletic department accounts are in surplus.
Yeah, and in terms of the sellout streak, we kind of had this conversation going into the season because it kind of felt, especially post Illinois, that it was going to end, and for good reason. And they were very adamant on continuing it because it's that symbol of the rich history of Nebraska football. And I know people have their personal opinions on it and whether or not you feel like it's real or fake or whatever, that throw that to the side. But I think that showed when it was just in danger of not being a consecutive sellout. They, did everything they could, and they came up with the red carpet experience to help all those underprivileged kids come to the game. Just to obviously kind of two birds with one stone thing there, where you're helping out the underprivileged kids, but then you're also continuing the tradition of Nebraska football.
With the sellout streak, I think there's another thing that fans don't really understand. And they kind of see as the sellout streak as a way to send a message, I guess, to the athletic department that the product that the fans are seeing isn't good enough. But the athletic department knows when the product isn't up to standard. You don't need to end a sellout streak to do it. And the sellout streak is something completely and 100% owned by the fans. That's something that you have perpetuated, that you have created. And it's something that the football team can use as a recruiting tool. It's like, hey, look how great our fans are. But that is something that is yours. It's not, Adrian Martinez doesn't own the sellout streak. You own the sellout streak. The fans own the sellout streak. It's something that you can take pride in, that you've done. And so I don't think fans will realize how bad they will feel if they let the sellout streak go. I think it's something that they will have great remorse over if they do it with a vengeful spirit.
Would you rather win the Big Ten championship or continue the sellout streak?
We'll win the Big Ten championship.
Focus.
I'm not
focus. This is what I tell people. Focus, because if you win the Big Ten championship, you take care of the sellout streak. You win games, you take care of the sellout streak. You win games, you take care of the community. Losing games will cause all of that to be problematic. Win games. And ultimately, at some point, they'll replace that at the top of the pyramid where it belongs. And then they'll get things right. But if they still deal with the guys somewhere around the second or third tier still making cash, then you're going to be in the same place you're in. Stop protecting money and get wins.
Well, I get DP mic drop moment right there. And I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you that winning is going to fix everything. But we'll be right back for the next hour here on the Ticket Weeknight with DP, Nick's leaving, and Big Sky.
Take your tan to the max at Max Tan and tan for a can every day through the month of October. Bring in a can of food for the food bank and get a free tan from Max Tan. See maxtan.net for details. Tan for a can every day in October. Only at Max Tan.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln. Want a free pair of Nebraska football tickets? Head to theticketfm.com's contest tab and register for a free pair of tickets each week of a home game, courtesy of Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers and 9 93.7 The Ticket. In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as